Aryn is I guess still in the meld with Shepard, and asked her to take us to a a more positive version of that memory where um, she was at home with them. They're alive, and everybody is having a good time. Something that is a real memory, and not one that was implanted there.
So, from the snow-covered winter scene with both of her grandparents slaughtered in front of her, the seasons changed into a early fall, and around the backside of the house you can hear laugh, and you can see her grandmother coming out of the front door and walking around with what looks like probably a plate. From the distance you can't quite make it out, and she starts slowly walking in that direction. In the fall, before it got too cold, we would always do s'mores when we could get the supplies and make stuff.
That's good.
I,
Hmm?
I don't have the best track record when it comes to family. Obvious reasons. And I wasn't there when they died. I don't know if me enlisting had anything to do with it. Obviously, military took Dad. I never really got to know my mom, and then as soon as I could, I left. And I found out a bit of what they were shielding me from, because it was hard being their daughter. And I abandoned them. And now I'm here. And she just kind of turns back to you in the middle of nowhere. And I still don't know. I still don't know. And I know you saw a little bit of when we worked together. Or maybe you didn't.
I did.
I don't know if you heard. I was hoping you didn't hear them call me lucky. I was lucky to be there. I was lucky that they didn't have time. I was lucky. I was lucky. I was always lucky. No. I'm Shepard.
You're whoever you want to be. The reason I had you bring us here is that memory that was put in your head to make you feel guilty, make you feel like it was your fault. It wasn't really. And none of that you saw actually happened. You were not responsible. So whenever you start to dwell on that vision that it put in your mind, I want you to try to take yourself back here instead. Not to shield yourself from all of it, but to cope with it. Because locking it up tight inside yourself and pretending like it doesn't bother you is only going to make things worse in the long run. It's not going to be good for your mental health. But the best you can do is try to make peace with it.
Will it help with the guilt that other people put on me?
I can't say for sure.
Because that would be nice. I guess it's easier if it was my doing, rather than hers. She did it. she made the call. But I'm the one that stands there. So it's my fault. I did it. This won't affect my performance. You know how I am in a fight.
Mm-hmm. I've seen you. You're a good soldier. I just don't want you to. I just don't want you to feel like you have to do all of this on your own.
She kind of shuts her eyes, and you can see her kind of thinking hard, and the scene just kind of fades, and it kind of goes blank, like Matrix White Room type. It's easier not to.
Well, what's right is usually not always what's easy. I have some...
You're okay after that?
Well, not completely. That's the other reason I wanted to bring us here, is because I need somebody to lean on as well. The trauma that was dredged up in my mind was real. Something that did actually happen. And she'll let you get a brief glimpse of her first mission as an Asari Commando, where we were assigned to guard a VIP, and we were ambushed, and the entire squad was wiped out, with the exception of Aryn, and she did keep the VIP safe, but she lost her entire squad doing that, and that still haunts her to this day. Survivor's guilt, I think, is what they call it. No matter how irrational it is to feel guilty about it, there's not much I can do to stop it.
Did you do your best in the moment?
Oh, I certainly did. Or the person we were assigned to protect might not have survived. I know I did everything I could. There's nothing I could have done better or differently that would have changed the outcome. But I need people to lean on sometimes as well. I can't bottle all of this up, or I'm not able to move on from it. So for both of us, the trauma that we have in our pasts, we have crew, we have friends, we have people that we can lean on. And I'm willing to do that if you are.
It's nice to be back on a boat with a friendly face.
All right, and
I'm not sure how much. I'm not sure how much I can put on your shoulders, because it was never mine to start with. But I'm happy to give you some place to lean, should you need it.
I appreciate that, and I offer the same in return. However much of the burden you feel like carrying, just make sure you're not carrying all of it.
I'll do my best.
All right, and Aryn will bring us out of the meld, because I can only hold it for so long.
All right. How do you look after you bring us out?
So it is more tiring for the Asari that initiates it than the person that they initiate with, and it just kind of makes me a little lightheaded for a moment, but I can recover.
Well, you were wrecked before going into that.
Yeah, I was not peak of my game, but sharing thoughts directly is much more efficient than trying to talk it out.
let's go get you a granola bar or something before you pass out. I'll even make some more hot chocolate. And she heads back out to the commons area and starts heating up water because hot chocolate makes it better.
All right. As you emerge into the commons area, you do find Kronk, David, and Arturo losing very badly to Adam, who, despite their best efforts, is a horrible cheater. Not only using the cameras, but also scanning you guys, looking for like changes in your heart rate when you get a good hand. Just everything he's able to do. He's terrible.
You're playing cards with AI.
Yeah.
It's not like we can tell him to leave.
Worst comes to worst, we just scrap the ship when we get to dock and get another one.
I'm not dealing with that.
Fine. Fine, this was my last hand anyways. I'm gonna go get that nap.
Oh, he's finally gonna go to sleep. Good.
Thank you for playing with me, Inferior Organics. This was a lovely distraction from the existential horror that we all experienced together.
Jalapeno popper hot dogs with a cheese blend.
Joseph?
I'm so glad. Yeah, I realized that was
Buddy?
going on. I don't. Sorry, I didn't. I didn't. I was just scrolling and I didn't realize that there was a video about to happen.
I mean, those jalapeno poppers sound good.
Something. It was jalapeno hot dogs or some crap. I don't know.
After getting Aryn a granola bar and some hot chocolate, Shepard's gonna go take watch like she was planning to. So that way David would actually sleep.
Sounds good. Aryn definitely appreciates the gesture. She probably does need to eat something after that.
So yeah, Felix will trade off here, I suppose. If you're gonna watch the bridge, he just kind of gives you a quiet salute and heads back out into the stairway. It looks like he almost wants to ask questions, but then his better judgment kicks in. Like he kind of like opens his mouth and then he just closes it again and decides it's probably best not to bother you right now.
She'll kind of stop him and be like, questions?
Oh well, I didn't really see very much of what happened. I'll admit I'm curious, but I know that you're all still a little bit shaken.
What questions do you have, though? Be specific. It's easier to give answers.
Well, I appreciate that, Captain. No, sorry. First officer.
Just call me Lucille right now. It's just easier.
Yes, you got it. Well, to be honest, I'm just kind of wondering what. Okay, well, the lights flickered a lot, and there was a lot of noise. I heard some screaming at one point.
She looks a little pink at that.
What? I assume we were under attack by something. The security refused to tell me anything. I think because they think it's funny that I'm out of the loop. What exactly attacked us?
Short answer? Shadowy demon the size of a galactic system that has psychic attacks that sends you into a nightmare state where you have a very hard time differentiating between reality and dream. Long answer. Something that is far older and far more advanced than anything we have interacted with currently. And at the moment, we don't have a lot of answers. All we know right now is we're out and we're leaving.
You're serious?
She just nods at him. Also, sorry, that screaming was me, I think.
Oh my god. This is amazing. Better than anything I could have hoped for. Oh, we're guaranteed to be written of now.
She
this
kind
is
of grabs him by
This-
his shirt before he walks past.
Motherfucker.
And she looks at him, like, dead in the eyes. This is not where you want your name to go down in history. Let me be blindingly clear. This is something that you want to find the right people to help with, to deal with the situation before it starts hitting the history books. Because otherwise you are a footnote as first contact, first dead. And technically at this point, we're going to be second in line. We don't want that. Do you understand?
Yes, of course. Apologies.
It's exciting when you don't know, but when you know, you start understanding the gravity of the situation. Got it?
Yes, sir, ma'am. Yes.
Go take a nap. And she doesn't push him back, but she just slowly uncurls her hand from his shirt and then acknowledges the back of it and just slowly brings it down again. I forgot about that.
He kind of straightens out his uniform a little bit, and he pretty quickly makes his way down the stairs. But as soon as he's out of eyesight of you, there's just like a big grin on his face.
That's fine. I can't see it. I can't slap it off of him. He's lucky.
Oh my god.
Arturo, you're going to need to deal with that kid, 'cause otherwise I'm putting him out the airlock.
You think Arturo's not going to shove his ass out the airlock? Technically, he outranks me, but that's not going to stop me.
I think
I only
technically
say
you outrank him. He just has seniority in the ship's
That's
chain
what I
of
mean.
command.
As far as the ship's chain of command goes, he outranks me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he is. But in terms of the alliance, he is only a junior lieutenant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same as David. Anyone who wants to brush up on the crew and ranks and such, it is in here under ship.
Yeah, I opened up his thing to see what his rank was, and
Yeah, it's listed. The ship crew is listed under
There we
the
go.
engines and navigation. I guess I could put it in all of the character handouts too. I just didn't really bother.
it's fine. It's better at all being in one place. I just need to remember to open the ship and not the people.
Yeah, you've got two junior lieutenants, David and Felix, two ensigns, Quincy and Evelyn, and then you have Lieutenant Lucille and Lieutenant Commander Arturo. So Arturo actually like way outranks this guy in the alliance, but not in the hierarchy of the ship.
We'll make an exception.
It's like it's like as a higher ranking alliance official and the ship's security officer, I can't put in a request to have him removed.
You can.
Should we feel that is necessary?
Careful, Jojo.
Honestly,
this is how BBEGs are made.
Oh, you think he's gonna be our next BBEG? we removed his chances of to being a name in the history book, so he forced his way back in.
Oh,
Christ. I can see
calm
it.
down, humans. As long as he's not actually causing us problems, a little wide-eyed enthusiasm might actually be some relief.
The enthusiasm isn't what I find problematic. It's what he's enthusiastic about. He's not hopeful in our success. He's not enthusiastic that we'll accomplish something great. He just hopes that we'll be there for something important enough that will make headlines.
And
what?
some people just want to be remembered.
That's fine. I just don't trust that he's not going to try to force something that we'll be remembered for. I don't trust him. But the last thing is how I'm just the ship's security officer. I will do my job and keep an eye on him and try to prevent any stupid mistakes he might make. I feel like this is probably why the security left him out of the loop. They didn't want him to know because they didn't want him trying to get involved.
Kronk just shrugs and stands up. If he does something stupid, you kill him. And then he starts walking to his room.
Ever the advocate of the Krogan way.
So Lucille's taken the first 8, or whichever 8 this is.
That makes sense. You guys pretty much have the shift figured out. We don't have to worry too much about it. It's just a long journey. There might be a few things along the way, but at the moment it's smooth sailing. Just cruising
It should be.
through.
It should be noted, as calm as Kronk is acting, if anyone pokes their head into his room while he's asleep, they'll notice he's asleep sitting up on the couch with with one arm propped up on the hammer.
All right. Near the end of your shift, Shepard, you notice that the sky outside is all distant stars now. There's no longer any kind of like bright lights or closer objects. It's all like very distant stars. And pretty much on cue, Quincy says, all right, we're leaving the nebula now. This is the end of like day 2. It took like 2 days of flying to get out of the nebula you were in, the cluster, right? Because solar system, you have a sun and planets as a system. A bunch of systems make a cluster. The space between clusters is what you need mass relays to go between, because that's just nothing for a lot of nothing. So Quincy basically says like, all right, we're leaving the cluster and we're about to be flying through basically nothing for like another like 10 days to in order to get to the cluster where the other mass relay is.
Basically, we're entering galactic space now.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, not intergalactic, but yes, like within the Milky Way galaxy, going from one system cluster to another. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say intergalactic.
Yeah, galactic. No, you're right. That's an apt way to put it. Yeah. So, like on the star chart, you can see on the star chart that you're leaving this cluster, and then there's just nothing until you get to where you're going.
Thanks for the heads up, Quincy. Keep going. Straight on till morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's on autopilot, so you don't really have to be here if you don't want to. I'm just here to make sure nothing goes wrong. We just need a pair of eyes in the cockpit.
This is preferable to just about anywhere else. I like the open sky.
Fair enough. So, first officer, how do you feel about the new captain?
Aryn?
Yeah. We haven't really talked since she took over. A lot happened.
She's got a lot of history. I think she's gonna do good, though. I think we don't have an option.
Oh, that's...
Unless, are you asking if I'm grumpy that she took my seat?
No, it's just kind of curious. Hey, can you blame me for fishing for some tea? It's not exactly exciting sitting here for 2 weeks.
I mean, you're not wrong, but for what history she and I have together, it's not exactly exciting, and she's seen a lot more. You'd be better fishing with her.
Oh, maybe I will. I don't know. Asari kind of wigged me out a little bit.
Why? Not used to blue?
I don't know. What if she reads my mind when I'm thinking something embarrassing?
She's not a mind reader. She's a biotic. There is a difference.
That you know of.
I mean, until you meet a biotic who can read minds. I'm just saying.
Are you gonna let her read your mind?
Well, not on
Are you
purpose.
gonna say, "Hey, come squish around in the gray bits"? Yeah, no, you're fine. Why? What do you think that? What are you gonna think that's embarrassing?
Look, I'm Earthborn. Okay, I don't have a whole lot of experience with, the psychic aliens and all that kind of stuff. I mean, last time we went to the Citadel was like my first time at the Citadel. Is all I'm saying.
Well, let me tell you this much. She's good folk. May look different, but she's a straight shooter. The Krogan, on the other hand, he's crazy. Don't get in his way. He's a big hammer.
Yeah, I've so far managed to avoid being in the same room with him. I'm gonna try to keep that going.
From what it sounds like, you should go play cards with him, though. Just don't cheat. He'll probably try to recycle you when you get back to the Citadel if you do.
I'm not really much of a card player, but thanks. I mean, I'm sure I'm sure Aryn is fine. Just, I'm not. It's not like I'm not being like racist or anything. I just haven't met an Asari ever.
So, next time she's in Commons, go sit down, ask her what planet's been her favorite.
Do you think she would read David's mind?
Dear God, I hope not.
Maybe she can get some dirt for me.
Go ask her what her favorite planet is, and if she'll read David's mind. There you go.
All right. When I switch shifts, maybe I'll do that.
Okay. And she just kind of zones out, looking.
Downstairs, the security officers all snap to when Arturo gets down there. They're all like, Commander?
He'll put up a hand, just be like, relax. I'm not in the mood for anything serious right now. How are the three? Well, for official seriousness anyway. How are the three of you holding up?
You notice that Rolt, right here, is visibly shaking, and he's got his gun out, and he's like holding it with both hands. And Casper is smoking 2 cigarettes at one time. Been better, boss. But don't worry, we're ready. And one of the lights flickers a little bit, and Rolt fucking shoots Casper's shadow with his gun. Ah! And Rolt is like, or Casper's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like jumps out.
Okay. Arturo's gonna walk up to Rolt and go, Rolt, give me the gun.
Yeah, boss. And he hands it over.
Thank you. Rolt, take the day off.
Yeah, hey, you got it.
In fact, all three of you take the day off. Go relax. Try to calm your nerves. It has been a hell of a week, and it's only been 2 days.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If any of you need to talk, come and find me or any of the high-ranking officers. We can talk about whatever you've got going on. Don't worry.
As Rolt and Casper leaves, Julie Rover will come over to you and say, "Hey, actually, you got a sec, boss?"
Of course. What you need, Julie?
I got a serious question for you.
Mm-hmm.
About how much of us being alive is dumb luck.
Julie, do you want my honest answer?
Yeah, I do.
We shouldn't be here, but we are. So how about we try to make the most of it?
So, my next question is, what do you think the chances are that the council wants your Spectre to go check out more of this crazy shit, and we all die for nothing? I ain't trying to be insubordinate here, sir. I just, I can aim a gun. I can shoot at a still target at 40 yards. I'm not ready for some nightmare shadow demon shit. I don't know if I'm going to be much use but a corpse if we go up against that thing again. And I'm not doing too hot thinking about going back to that citadel for those old pieces of shit to send us off to die.
Arturo kind of hold his chin in his hands and nodding as she talks.
I think we're all feeling it. I think I'm saying what we're all thinking. We could just, say no. I mean, I'd rather be court-martialed than eaten by some intergalactic darkness nightmare devil thing.
Julie, there's nothing stopping you from requesting a new assignment when we get back to the Citadel. It's always an option.
So there's a chance that half your crew are going to be making that request when we hit the Citadel. To be honest with you,
I fully expect it. I'd be surprised if anybody other than Wade's crazy ass stuck around. Honestly, after what we just went through.
Yeah, Waze is not making us calm.
No.
Pacing around with that creepy grin on his face.
Yeah, I do need you guys to keep an eye on him, by the way. Make sure he doesn't do anything sketchy. But I don't know what. He's not a people person. He's got an 8 in charisma, so he's
yeah.
He's if anything, most of the time he's just blunt, completely blunt honesty, which is probably why they confide in him a lot. She's like, look, I'm just gonna tell you like it is, Rover. You know how I am. What we just went through was some batshit crazy eldritch abomination horror nonsense that is something that I didn't even think was physically possible or capable to ever happen until 2 days ago. Do I think the Citadel is going to send us back? It's always a possibility. I think they would be absolutely stupid to even attempt such a thing, and I have no idea if they honestly would. I'm not telling you to stick around. I'm just telling you. All I'm going to tell you is this. If you feel like this is too much for you, put in a request. I'll approve it, and I'll send it straight into the offices. But if you think, think about this. If you think for a second that you can do something to help keep whatever the hell we just went through from ever getting back to Earth, we might need you here. Because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen a month from now. I don't know what's going through the Citadel's head. Honestly, they probably won't even believe us when we tell them what we saw. What they did it's what they did all those years ago when the Reapers first showed up. It's probably what they'll do today when we find this. If anything, they'll just go on, put the whole sector in the redacted zone of the world and move on as if nothing ever happened until it comes back to bite us in the ass again in 5 years.
Damn, sir, that's almost halfway inspiring.
Sorry.
I appreciate that. You gave me something to think about. Thanks, boss.
Yeah. Take a moment. I know she's not there all the time, but if you need somebody to talk to who actually knows about all of this and mental stuff, go have a talk with the doc. All right. She's not exactly good at it, but she must be better at it than I am.
I don't know about that.
Or have a talk with the Spectre. From what I've seen, she is definitely better at it than I am.
Maybe. Thanks. I'm gonna get some rest.
Yep. You do that.
As she's leaving, Waze comes out of his quarters.
Oh God.
He's pacing around. He's got a recording device out, and he says, "Future Captain's Log. We're traveling through dark space, headed back from our harrowing encounter with what I've been dubbing the Super Demon." Of course, it was too much for us.
Arturo just kind of crosses his arms and stands there, staring the man down.
He like puts it away. Commander?
If you want to walk around acting like an anxious maniac, please do it in your room.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
As he's leaving, he gets the thing out again, and he says, "Our encounter with the super demon has really gotten on everyone's nerves. Some people have become testy and antisocial as a result."
That kid's gonna get spaced.
Arturo for a second just kind of stares at his door, his eye twitching, just like
fucking future Captain's Log.
Adam, I got a question for you.
After a long delay, you hear Adam's voice. "What?"
If I asked you to vent the atmosphere in Way's room, would you do it?
Ooh, yes!
Not now. Maybe.
Oh boy.
It's too quick on the trigger for that one.
He's so excited. It's not now. Not gonna do it. Not now. But maybe.
Now?
And then he'll no. Not
Do it now?
No.
Right
No.
All right.
No, wait, all right, what? All right is in you're not to do it now, or all right is in you're already done it?
I don't have clearance to do that anyway.
Oh, good. Well, wait, you can't do it? Damn it.
I mean, you could see if you could go get me clearance to do it. Being able to vent the atmosphere from people's rooms is something I should be able to do, honestly.
No, I don't think it is, actually.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is.
You know what,
I think
Adam?
you
No,
should.
it's fine. Forget this conversation ever happened.
I'm pretty sure I should be able to do that. I agree with you.
No.
That'd be a good thing for me to be able to do.
Nope. Look, it's a good. Yep, you don't have clearance. That is for a good reason. I'm going upstairs now. Bye bye. Forgetting that he can't actually get away from Adam by just walking away. All right. That conversation never happened.
Adam is why we don't unshackle the AI.
That being said, like, it's so tempting though.
This is all Arturo's fault. What a tool he was. Now I have to spend all day computing pi because he plugged in the Overlord.
In Aryn's room, Adam speaks. Psst, hey, Captain. Psst, hey.
Yes, Adam. Aryn kind of stirs as she wakes up. What is it, Adam? She's awake but doesn't even open her eyes.
I've got something a little concerning I want to share with you.
Oh no. Oh no.
She'll sit up in bed. And... Alright.
Adam plays a recording that's Arturo's. It's Arturo saying, "Vent the atmosphere from Waze's room now." He cut it. He spliced the audio.
He made it out of context.
Yep.
He removed all of the context.
Is that an order that he gave you, Adam?
Oh, it sure is.
And
Real concerning.
Or did you do it?
No, I can't, of course, and I never would. It's a terrible. Who would ever do that? Who would ever think to tell someone to do such a thing? It's horrible.
Adam. Adam is now barred from any more poker games.
I'm very offended that he would ask me to do something like that. I think you need to keep an eye on this Arturo guy.
I'll have words with him, but later. I'm still maybe once I've gotten a full night's rest. As long as you can refrain from venting airlocks until then.
I don't even have permission to do that.
Good.
Ray's gonna check in with Aryn and say, Aryn, do you have a moment?
I guess sleep is not in the cards for me. Go ahead, Ray.
It should only take a moment. Adam requested access to the airlocks. But it's locked in. Is that something we should be concerned about?
Wait, Arturo from down the hallway. Wait, he did what? Adam, stop!
Aryn would get out of bed and be like, "All right, we're getting to the bottom of this right now."
Oh no!
I'm just gonna stare from my. David's gonna stare for a moment and just type in and say, "If David starts whistling fucking Dixie, I'm done."
Oh no! It's just.
In Kronk's room, Adam says, "Hey, Kronk."
Oh my god.
Robot.
He plays a recording of Shepard saying, "Stay away from the Krogan."
Good advice.
From the cover of the Quincy.
He's stirring trouble. He's bored.
Adam's just trying to start shit.
He's just spilling the tea, but doing it.
It's even funnier
wrong.
the second time.
When Kronk says that, Adam's like, "Oh, fine."
So after figuring out what's actually going on by talking with Ray and Arturo, Aryn is gonna say, "Adam,
Can't joke with AI."
Kronk is actually going to come over his personal comm with Aryn. It's just like the robot's trying to incite a mute.
Adam,
Inciting violence.
Yes.
Are you bored?
Whatever would give you that impression. We're only flying through empty space with nothing to even pick up on my sensors for 10 days.
In that case, can you run a battle simulation to where everything we see and respond to on sensors is not actually there? Any control inputs don't actually take us off of autopilot, but give the crew and yourself something to do. Give us an imaginary enemy to face. Keep the crew on their toes. I don't want anybody getting lax around here, and don't want you getting bored either.
You got it.
Adam's gonna pipe up. I would
In
like to voluntarily not join in on that. I haven't even gotten an hour of sleep.
so in
Good night.
David's room.
Oh no!
I swear to God.
Wait,
And
wait, hang on. Is this only an hour after David's actually gone to bed for the first time in 48 hours?
Yes!
So
Yes!
so an alarm goes off in David's room, like red lights and loud alarms, and Adam is like, pilot to battle station, pilot to battle station.
I feel like it's only going off in his
Adam,
room too.
Adam,
It is. It's only going off in David's room. You guys hear a muffled
play that
alarm
game.
from David's
you
room.
can play
yeah.
that game. You
Oh,
can play that game. David's gonna storm out of his fucking room and go, Adam, override your logistics protocol and begin to divide by 0. Get yourself stuck in that feedback loop.
No.
Oh,
No.
you're learning after the second time. Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
Yes, it worked on him twice. He's learning. Annoying.
I
Oh,
have
I'm
no
sorry.
record of this event occurring.
Of course you don't.
David, you should have been here when the ship was first commissioned. Somebody told him to delete System 32. Adam was out of commission for a week. Not because he deleted System 32, but because he couldn't find it.
Dude. Wow, Adam. Respect for you.
Again, I don't have any record of this happening. They are liars.
Of course you don't. Why would
regardless.
you remember something that fried your circuit?
And Aryn will excuse David from this particular battle drill as well as Juvius.
Thank you, Inspector. Guys, I got my own training protocol that Adam's gonna wake me up for.
But like the weapons officers specifically hesitated to fire when given the order to fire, so this is mostly for them, but also so that the rest of the crew has something to do. And so
Adam will run some drills with the gunners.
Sounds
yeah.
And the backup helmsman give us some like fake targets to shoot at. Yeah, just regular drill schedule. Not enough to exhaust everyone, but keep everybody at least alert and engaged.
Arturo will
no,
let
I
Aryn
appreciate
know. Before you run this, I already gave the security officers the day off. They were looking a little antsy after everything that just happened.
Understandable.
I feel like
this
they
is
needed the day to rest.
these drills are mostly for the weapons crew, the gunnery.
Yeah.
The security personnel have had their boarding action, and I understand you've been running drills with them separately anyway.
Along with Kronk, which has been worrying, but
Well,
effective.
He'll get them whipped into shape for sure. Not that I doubt your ability to do so.
Okay, today we learned you can't joke with AI. Especially when it's bored.
Yeah, thanks for joking with him, by the way. Now I can't go back to sleep because that fucking alarm caused tinnitus in my ear.
Hold on. That wasn't my fault.
Oh no! Oh no! You know what? I'm not even gonna ask him because then he is probably gonna blame you. You know what? I don't even want to hear him talk to me right now.
Yeah, he's You'll find some audio clip from 3 months ago where I said something to do with your room.
Oh, probably. Oh no! Don't doubt it. Okay. Coffee. I'm awake now. That's what I'm looking for. Wait, y'all made cocoa and you didn't tell me? Damn. All right.
What?
Never mind. There's not cocoa in here.
Aryn needed it. You're fine.
Hey,
There are marshmallows in the cabinet.
I'm a barbarian. I don't use marshmallows in my hot. What?
Whipped cream, right?
My man.
Your woman.
Person.
Where's Where's Ray? Is she still in engineering? Did she eat?
Ray is in engineering, but she's in she basically found a little rat hole that she's set up her bedroll in. So she's hidden in engineering as she's sleeping.
You mean like those Japanese sleeping pods at a hotel?
Yeah,
Oh,
kind of.
geez.
Because she said she wanted to set up an engineering, and then she realized that the engineers were loud and talked too much, so she had to find a tiny little pod to slide into.
Damn. Alright, well, she's sleeping.
All I can think of is she's accidentally set herself up in a torpedo tube.
She's probably awake
Dear
right
God,
now,
no.
but she's hidden away in the engineering bay. Probably reading or something. She's kind of a nerd, so.
Nerd. Ah! Don't lick my face.
Oh, I think I got about a couple hours before I can relieve Quincy from her shift, so I'm gonna let her finish her drills out.
Did you just say don't lick my face? What?
Yeah, I was talking to the dog.
But
I'm not insane then. Oh.
Alright.
And no one ever
I'm
said
gonna go-
that part.
I'm gonna see if I can
True,
find that
true.
rat hole in the fucking engineering somewhere. I'll be back. Okay, oh yeah, gunners are running drills. Don't let me get in y'all's way. Don't let me stop y'all. Do your things. Oh yeah. Ray, are you in here?
You hear a bonk, like she hit her head, and then she crawls out of a little slot that she found right under the right engine. And she walks up. She's like, "Mr. Moreau."
Yeah, quick question about what you just did. Did that actually hurt? Is there a cushioning up here in the helmet area when you don't?
Well,
Like that?
yeah, it works like a normal helmet. I mean, I can still feel it, but that's because of a special program in my suit that allows me to feel contact with things.
Oh, okay.
It's a nerve stim, basic one, but it's in my to-go pack, so.
How you holding up?
I'm doing okay. It's dangerous out here. Dark space is to be avoided. The fleet would never go anywhere through dark space unless we absolutely had to, and that's basically been ingrained in me. But
Yeah, no, that was something, but you handled yourself pretty good. I mean, flashlight was a good idea, that's for sure. Hey, look, this is really awkward for me, so I'm just gonna come out front. I'm sorry for what happened on that ship. I understand why the order was issued, but morality standing, I don't agree with it. They were already defeated, they were disarmed, they were locked away. And while the ship was being self-destruct, destroying the pods, in my opinion, was a step too far. Granted, we don't know if the Reaper tech had an effect on them, but studies have shown that does happen. So I can understand that being a protocol. But I just want you to know that I'm sorry. Because we all had a part to play in that. But it was self-defense. They attacked first.
yeah, yes, I understand that, and that means a lot. It's it's an issue that me and the Krogan actually share in common. Our people are both dying. Mine maybe have a better chance than his does of coming back, but even now there are less Quarians than there are Krogan, and we are very spread out. And seeing that many of my own die needlessly was very rough. And perhaps I'm just too much of a reader to understand the real world, but that definitely seemed like unnecessary measures. So I do appreciate the sorrow that you feel.
Well, truth be told, I can't exactly say mankind is exactly a beacon of purity. I mean, we were killing ourselves far greater than most other things for centuries. So it's still not easy though. It definitely. Anyways, I'm not really good at this. I'm more of the upbeat kind of guy. But it's been weighing on me, especially after what we all went through a day ago. So
Yes, I can only imagine what I would have seen if I had been dragged into the abyss that the rest of the crew was sent into. So I appreciate your efforts in keeping both of us out. I
yeah,
can't
well,
imagine what would happen if we'd all end up there.
believe me, after telepathically linking to it for that brief moment that I did, nah, I was okay. No, that was more than enough. Mm.
Yes, speaking of, if you do not mind me asking, when were you exposed to Ezo? Or was this an intentional ability you were given? Because your uncle has no record of it in his past, and as far as I can tell, you have no other military family.
My granddad, after I was born, I traveled with him mostly. Stayed out of, stayed safe. But, when you're around a lot of, space travel and transport and stuff like that, Ezo tends to be something that get kept around. And it's nothing. It wasn't anything real special, really. I just got exposed to it, I suppose. I don't really.
Do you consider it a blessing or a curse?
I mean, eh. Let's. I'll be honest. It is pretty cool being able to manipulate what is essentially dark matter, so to speak. I mean, the enhancements alone are great. I can run faster. I can lift things that are generally not feasible. But I mean, there is a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess I'll never understand what it is to have like normalcy, where it's a day where I can't do this, so to
I can
speak.
understand that. You have to be constantly aware of something that you can't change, and you cannot go outside of that thing, because if you do, you could die or worse, hurt somebody you love. That's something my people have become very accustomed to, though for different reasons.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, the martial arts help. Keeps me disciplined and focused.
So
bit
if
of a
you have a
channel.
stray thought, can you hurt somebody? Like if you think of something aggressive, or are you in constant control of your thoughts, or?
So it's a little. No, I can't just lash out at somebody and like cripple them, so to speak. I mean, I'm sure if I wanted to, I could eventually, but no, I'd say I've got pretty decent control on it. I mean, most I can do is talk to you in your head, or well, no, I think I can make your endorphins spike and cause you some mental trauma that way. but I'd rather not.
Biotics are strange.
Yeah, tell me about it. To me, it's all science, and science was never my strong suit.
Yes, it's science for most, but Asari then and the Reapers, as far as we could tell, or their origin source, are different, right? They use biotics, but they ignore the rules that we've established in the world. It is
Well,
a strange power.
I mean, yeah, I think Aryn's definitely a different kind of wielder of the biotics than I am. That's for sure. She's definitely got she's more variety. I'm like I guess you could say I'm like a knife. I got one strong function, attack. That's what I do. Aryn's like a multi-tool. She can do a little bit of everything, which is good for someone who's supposed to take lead. And yeah, I'm sure technology's the same way with some of the stuff you can do. Sure, there's stuff dedicated to attacking. Sure, there's stuff dedicated to other multiple facets.
Yes, but nobody's born with the ability to manipulate technology. They have to learn it. And since you brought her up, what is your opinion on our Spectre?
I mean, well, you already know my feelings on the final order, but that being said, I follow orders. I guess what I'm trying to say is she's a good fit. She definitely knows how to lead. She definitely takes, I feel like if we all made our points made to her, I feel like she'd consider them more than just her own opinion. So it's just been one mission, though. We can't really lay it all out there yet, The verdict's still out.
Well, at least we can agree on that.
Yeah. Shepard seems to know her pretty well, so I can't really. And I've known Shepard since, God, feels like forever at this point. So if she trusts her, I trust her for the most part. At least I trust her judgment.
It is quite strange having such esteemed family members of such esteemed individuals. I can look up files on members of your family that have accomplished great things, and then I speak with you, and you speak as if you were no more than a normal soldier.
Well, I am just a normal soldier.
That is something that you and Shepard should take pride in, separating yourself from the fame that you should be granted.
Look, her circumstances and my circumstances are different. If you put her mother up for my uncle is definitely nowhere near the same pedestal in most people's eyes.
I can understand why you think that, but your uncle killed the first Reaper.
Not without Shepard's help.
And Shepard couldn't have done it without his.
Look, I guess
he did not simply take a back seat. The person who drives someone to their destination is just as important for what they accomplish as the person who wants to go.
True,
Shepard made many mistakes, and your uncle made very few. Now, Shepard's questions were bigger, but the fact still stands. You should be honored to be related to him.
Oh, I'm not saying that I'm not honored, but you also got to remember one very important thing, especially for her. The fame the good that her mother did, that follows her. So does the infamy. She was born in the shadow of that. She has to live with that, and she's been through enough. I I look at from my point of view, when it comes to my uncle, he's what I hope to be in terms of a pilot. But at the end of it all, I want to be known for what I can do.
I never had that chance in my homeworld, so I hope you can stand apart.
Well, if I don't, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a dream, after all.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we, or perhaps you all, will accomplish great things. If I have my way, I won't be part of this project for any longer than I have to. No offense, but danger, as I'm sure you've noticed, is not exactly my forte.
No, what are you talking about? I mean, those battle cries you were giving when you were burning that thing with the flashlight, that was like Krogan warlord levels.
She's gonna look at him confused, like she doesn't realize he's making a joke, and then she's gonna say, I thought you were aware I was crying, but I'm sorry to inform you, I was... Oh, you were being sarcastic. I am sorry.
Yeah, stick around. That's generally my native language. Well, look, I'm gonna let you get back to what you were doing. I'd offer you some cocoa, but I know dextro. I mean, it's different, so we'll have to pick you guys something up on a citadel that's a little bit better than just, food paste and stuff.
And from what I've heard, the Turian is sick, so I don't want to go looting through his stash. So I can wait though.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you for coming to see me. It's much appreciated. And get some rest.
Yeah.
You still look tired.
Yeah. No thanks to our friend here. I'm just gonna look to the engine core for a moment.
Yes.
Slowly turn around.
She's gonna turn, and you just see her basically crawl under like a giant pipe, and then she disappears.
Weird.
All right. So the passage of time during something like this is a little bit fluid. We can, I kind of know when like the next event is, but we can kind of just take days as they come in character. If anyone else wants the floor for any other sort of roleplay, they're welcome to take it whenever. But if we're at a point where everyone's kind of done and said what they want to do, then we'll probably just move forward with like the next thing that isn't just FTL travel.
Here's my next planning dice.
Oh, well, there we go.
I suppose I will say if Arturo and Kronk have another security drill session, I'd probably join in on them. Next few of them. Just because I want a chance to toss somebody around.
It is absolutely something that Kronk would make an active attempt at running for two reasons. One is to keep busy, and two is because they really, really need some training.
All right, let's do some security training. Come on down. We won't do all of them, but let's do like one. Let's get a feel for this. All right, okay. So the three security officers are here, leaning against the walls, and Casper's like, why are we here right now?
I'm looking around for like a socket wrench or like a pipe or something that's just laying around.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a bullet.
I'd rather not use my sword on the crew. But he's just sitting there like...
As it stands right now, a Krogan newborn could put the lot of you down by themselves. If you're going to be an actual security officer at any point in time, we're going to need to fix that.
I resent that statement, says Casper.
You can
Fire
resent it
guy.
all you want, but until you can actually fire your gun and hit me, I'm gonna keep saying it.
What? He like looks over his shoulder at Arturo. I'm not actually gonna shoot this guy, am I?
I mean, you either get to shoot him, or
With live ammo?
we got dummy rounds.
Okay, yeah. All right. This thing's hurt like a bitch, though.
I mean, yeah. Well, you either shoot him, and then finally find what David finally finds what he's looking for and pulls like a spare pipe out and taps it in his hand a couple times. Or we can give you some aggressive assailant training.
All right. I'm pretty sure we put the dummy rounds in.
Yeah.
Kronk pulls out another pipe and is just like, I hadn't thought of going that far yet.
It's probably in this crate.
It's fine. A couple love
He
taps
starts
on him. They ain't
rooting
gonna hurt him.
around. Roll.
You know what? Sorry, what?
No, they're just looking for the dummy rounds.
Just like,
You have shields, don't you?
so
We have shield. We have barrier.
See, and I wouldn't mind going toe to toe with somebody for a couple of rounds. Barefist.
I'm
not taking the Krogan.
Oh, Shepard, I think you might want to take the. Don't fight me, Cap. Don't do it.
Roll holds him up. Got him. Found him. Found him.
Oh, I'm muted. God damn it.
Damn it, Arturo!
They
That's your
passed the
cybernetics.
rounds out.
Turned off my cybernetics again. My bad.
see, this is what happens when like you mute your output in your helmet while singing along to your favorite songs, and then forget to turn your microphone back on when you tune back in.
I was making the joke that Arturo opens the box next to it, just casually pulls out the crate next to it, just casually pulls out the box of dummy rounds. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Why is he ignoring me? He's ignoring me." He's like, "No, I'm muted. You're muted, dumbass."
Damn it.
All right,
If
so
Shep wants a one-on-one. I mean,
Julie raises her hand. Sir,
Yes.
why are we not just shooting a target?
I can answer this one, Arturo.
Yeah, please do, because I'm not.
The reason why you're not shooting at a standard target is because a standard target is static. It won't move. It won't try to avoid you. It will, like in a real combat situation.
As you're
You really
talking, a few targets lower from the ceiling behind you on like little robotic arms and start moving around, but like behind David where you can't see it while he's talking.
But more importantly, what they won't do is they won't rush you down and, well,
One of
give you
them
a different
smacks
variety.
David in the back of the head, then they all
Okay.
quickly go up to the ceiling.
So that's when David just sits there and goes, Adam!
And when you look, there's
Kronk-
nothing there.
Arturo's just
Kronk
in the
leans
corner
over.
chuckling.
Kronk leans over to David and says, I was actually using a Krogan turn of phrase there, but it started getting funny. So
The point is, the targets can't simulate things such as technological skills or biotic.
Down at the end of the hall, Waze is
Don't you
talking
dare!
into his
There is no
recorder.
way.
Waze is talking to his recorder and says, "Oh, future captain's log. We're about to start a training session to take on the super demon. I don't need to train, of course, because I've been training for this all my life."
Show of
Somebody
hands.
tell me not
Who
to.
wants to- Arturo, not realizing that Arturo, not realizing that Shepard there is there. It's like show of hands. Who wants to help me put Waze in the airlock?
Kronk raises his hand.
David's really giving a contemplative look, like he's really arguing with himself. on
Waze-
raising his hand or not.
Waze is that guy who's just like, while they were at the dance, I studied the blade.
Did he
I was
run?
over-
Did he run away?
Yeah, he went up the ladder.
You fucker.
But I was on the bench.
I was over on the bench.
Look, if you guys want to practice with regular targets, that's fine.
Arturo looks over, sees that he's gone, is like, okay, cool, that worked.
I mean, I can just go to punch a crate or something if it doesn't hurt my feelings any.
What?
But
it's all right, David. They clearly don't want our help and expertise. Let's just go be better soldiers than them in another room.
Rolt says, I mean, with all due respect, I just really don't want to get injured. And they all look over at the stairs. And at the top of the stairs, Evelyn is like slowly putting a rubber glove on with like a big grin.
Okay, yeah,
we really don't want to get injured.
David's visible.
Their fear isn't being injured. Their fear is being treated by her.
Yep.
Ray won't realize that they're looking at the doctor, and she'll hear that, and she'll come in, and she'll walk in and like really kindly say, "If you get injured, I can deal with your wounds. I have plenty of expertise in human casualties."
See, look at that.
Arturo will look over at her and say, that is very much appreciated, Ray. We can always use a medic on hand, one who has combat experience.
She didn't say patient, she said casualties.
Well, yes, casualties involve injuries, deaths, being mangled, having your arm broken by a Krogan.
Really, anything that takes you out of the fight is technically a casualty.
Refers to somebody removed from the fight. It doesn't exactly mean a dead person.
Oh. My brain always went to the definition of if you're a casualty, you're dead.
Yeah.
Regardless,
I mean, that's where
still
most
better to have
people's
an
go. But
alternative.
Yeah, most people definitely think most people would definitely think casualty means death.
It's fine. Shepard was sleeping through that course.
You're talking about war statistics when you're talking about casualties, not death. So,
I mean, have you guys never heard of war games? We shoot each other all the time back on Earth during war games with ammunition and stuff like that. What's the difference between that and now?
but basically, I'm hoping Ray, being a more like appealing doctor, might make them more willing to train, because I think these chumps need training too. Ray doesn't. Ray is totally confident that all these Alliance soldiers are perfectly capable, but me as a player definitely wants them to have training.
Oh yeah.
I thought that the Quarian was like, these guys are shit, and it's like, dude, if the little Quarian chick says you guys are shit, you are really in trouble.
No, the Quarian's still convinced that the engineers know what they're doing, which is why I have an option to train them.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Exactly.
We are in so much trouble.
Oh, you think my crew is competent?
Their
I thought the crew
alliance
was competent.
The Alliance beat the Reapers, essentially, so Ray is very enamored by the human capabilities, so she's totally convinced that everyone on this ship knows what they're doing.
How about it, Shep?
They know something.
How about it, Shep? You want to come down here for a live exercise, or what are we doing?
I kind of want to fuck somebody's face up right now.
I mean, if you want to try your hand at me, we can. But I mean, you might want to try and bite your teeth on one of these guys first.
Let's see how they do to begin with, and then we'll see where I want to go.
Okay.
I mean, unless we need another hand in the fight, I'll shoot somebody.
I don't do hand-to-hand combat, so.
Where's my thing?
She doesn't either. She just wants to punch something.
Shadow box is
good at.
Shadow box.
I was like, well, you want somebody to just spar with for the sake of punching each other. That's calling me a during D&D. Never fails.
Right.
All right, boys. How are we doing this?
Yeah. How are we doing this, Arturo? How are we doing this?
This is not Arturo being incompetent. This is me, the player. Whose mind is blank right now.
How are we doing?
I'm sorry.
You are head of security. I'm just a consultant.
I know.
Same.
Give me a second.
I'm gonna buy some time for you. In the meantime, in the cockpit, Quincy looks over at Aryn and says, "So, what's your favorite planet?"
Yeah. Hold on. You gotta hear this out.
My My favorite planet?
Yeah, you got like a favorite planet?
What? I didn't hear you. Well, when it comes to people, I think Ilum. Good community. Basically anything you could find. Any kind of any scene that you are into, you can find it there. But I sort of prefer the quiet of nature, and when it comes to that, there's a planet I don't have the name of. I was only there briefly, but it had these turquoise pools of water, and there was just a peace and serenity about it. It's like there was nobody had settled there or anything. And I could have probably taken vacations there if I wanted to, but I don't remember its name. I'm not sure I ever even knew it in the first place. Unfortunately. Like the paradise that's just out of reach. Why do you ask?
Oh wow, that's really cool. I like Earth because it's got Joe's Tavern. He makes real good baked beans. She's gonna puts her foot in her mouth and looks embarrassed, like she just kind of came out. Like
Aryn smiles and is like, "There's nothing wrong with liking one's own home world.
The simple things in life.
Sometimes the things that are most familiar are those that are most comforting."
So like, you can't like read people's minds, can you?
She just smirks.
Mm.
Some secrets are best kept.
Yeah, you wouldn't read my mind, would you?
Do you think I'm reading your mind?
She blushes and looks away from Aryn.
Oh, I see.
Oh no.
I warned you. I asked, what would you think you'd get in trouble for? Didn't get an answer, and now you're thinking it, and you're getting yourself in trouble. You don't have to say anything. Sorry, knows. Good job, Quincy.
It's just that I've heard rumors about Asari, and I don't know if they're all true.
What sorts of rumors?
Well, like that they can, they can mate with anyone from other. Wow, these are some interesting readings. Ooh, look at that. That's a lot of space. There's a lot of space out there. You're real pretty. I mean, capable. I'm glad that you're the captain.
Oh no.
Oh Christ.
Oh, Owen.
I know there are indeed rumors that Asari have a sort of subtle mind control that makes them appear to any species to be similar to them. To Solarians, we look like Solarians. To humans, you see us as mostly human. To Turians, they see Turian features about us. And I can neither confirm nor deny these rumors. That's our secret to keep.
Okay, that's cool. She's like avoiding eye contact now. So do you got like a Mr. Asari back home? I guess that's not a thing. I'm sorry. Was that insensitive?
Not at all. Some
Aryn, you
Asari
can try to
actually,
keep that secret.
some Asari actually do use masculine pronouns.
Oh, is that right? Oh, is it hot in here?
Holy fuck, Quincy.
I need
Anyway,
to know,
I-
I need to know that you'll be able to do your job and stay professional while you're around me.
Oh yeah, no, you got it. Absolutely, Captain, ma'am. Yep.
Good.
Spectre. Should I call you Spectre or Captain?
For the current context, I think I'd prefer Captain.
You got it, Captain.
Aryn lets the awkward silence retake the scene.
Oh no! Oh, that poor girl.
She's just
That
sitting there,
poor
sweating,
girl.
oh, like, just staring straight forward, not moving an
Damn
inch.
it, Quincy.
Oh, the
I'm gonna have a
panic.
bruise on my forehead from the awkward that entire conversation from my palms
The
repeatedly
panic.
hitting.
Fucking
Oh my god.
oatmeal.
All right, well, meanwhile, downstairs, hopefully I've stalled enough for Arturo.
Oh god. Wait. What? Oh.
It was too distracting. You didn't do anything.
My recommendation would be
sorry.
hand-to-hand
Um,
drill, something simple that we can maybe gamble on. I hear it's a Turian custom that helps the
So
people.
down for that.
help the
Arturo,
soldiers relax.
hold on. No, Arturo kind of holds up his hands. Like I might have something that we can use here. Hold on. Just give me. If everybody's afraid of hurting each other, I'll be right back.
I'm not afraid of
Man,
hurting
he'll-
anyone.
Bunch of
I know
pens.
you're not afraid of hurting anybody. This doesn't refer to you.
I mean, if everybody's afraid to play with the Krogan, I'll play with the Krogan.
But no, Arturo.
You get another
Arturo
human
will
just
leave.
taking away personhood status from my
Arturo will
Krogans.
leave and he'll go up to his room and he'll be gone for like 5-10 minutes and he'll come back down eventually and in his arms he's got foam swords and Nerf guns.
What?
Oh my god.
Sweet Jesus.
How
you
much of our
bastard.
Omni did you
refuse
spend
to
at the
answer-
fabricator for that?
I refuse to answer any questions about why I have these. That being
I
said,
don't
come
think
and
you're gonna
collect
have
your
an
weapons.
option.
Nope, come and collect your weapons.
I didn't know you were trying to learn how to use a sword. You asked me, man. I'm gonna grab one of the Nerf swords.
Kronk 2 will take a Nerf sword, swing it around a little bit. This feels awkward.
This looks awkward.
It gets the
Oh,
job done.
Come on, Shep. Haven't you never
It'll-
had fun?
It'll get the job done. Don't worry.
You know my history, David. You know the answer to that is no.
Oh,
Dude, it's never too late to start.
Kronk in the back
It's
trying to get a
Nerf
feel
gun.
for it. Trying to get a feel for it is just like waggling it around like it's a flashlight.
It weighs
I have
nothing.
I have a question, Zen.
Yes.
In your world, do Omni weapons have weight to them?
Is there a canon answer, or do I have to come up with?
I
an
don't
answer?
think there is.
Yeah,
That's why I'm asking you.
There is a canon answer. The answer is yes. An Omni weapon is actually a rapid construction of is actually a rapid plastic construct. So it's not a lot of weight, but they have about as much weight as a sheet of plastic of that size.
There is no
So,
hard
yeah.
light technology in Mass Effect. It does not
Okay.
exist.
So yeah, I'm gonna stick to canon. I'm probably not gonna break Mass Effect canon unless I have like a very good reason for it. I will hopefully avoid that the entire campaign.
Okay, would it be possible for Ray to calibrate their Omni tools in a way that the fake weapons have the similar or same weight as the actual versions of them by creating some sort of weighted mass around their wrists and arms?
Kind of defeats the purpose of fake weapons.
Well, not around
Not
the
that
weapon,
it's fake.
but
it's
around
just that
the.
it's the weight.
The weight
Yeah. So-
distribution. I'm gonna say right now the weight distribution would be useless, right? Because what's weird about the Nerf sword is in an actual sword, almost all the weight is in the blade. The handle weighs like nothing. So
Yes.
even if you make the handle like super heavy, it doesn't do anything. It's still like very strange.
He gets exactly the joke I was making.
That's true, but the weight is still supported by the hand.
Yeah, but what
Like
I'm saying,
children back in the day, children sparred with sticks because as soon as you became an adult, learning with the stick was basically useless. So that's why I'm just trying to come up with some sort of solution for the training that
We're
would
not
actually
here to learn how to
them
use
learn.
weapons. We're here to learn tactics and to steal your nerves in battle. That's what their problem is.
And accuracy.
Oh yeah, well, that's what I was thinking more
Something
of
they
is
lack.
accuracy because they just seem like they're really bad at it.
yeah,
But
I
if
don't.
it's just about learning the
Well,
Well, I
tactics,
think
then
they
never
were
mind.
inaccurate because their nerves were fucking shot.
I mean, adding weight to the handle of a Nerf sword, it would cause them to have more exertion to build muscle in the arm and wrist, but it wouldn't do anything to make it feel remotely more accurate.
No, it really wouldn't.
It
As a
wouldn't
matter of
make a
fact,
di-
putting too much weight in the handle can actually throw off your feel of the swing. So you won't even know how long. You won't even be able to feel how long the sword is.
Yeah, and it wouldn't make much of a difference anyway, considering the fact that all of the security are going to most likely be picking up the ranged weapons.
Yeah, they're grabbing Nerf guns.
Yeah, that too.
That's
Kronk is just being silly.
Immediately upon having the Nerf guns, Casper and Ralt simultaneously have the idea to start point blank shooting each other in the face. They do it like synchronized. And immediately start cussing at each other. Like, hey, you stop.
I shoot that one in the back of the head. Whichever
like,
one that one is.
It like sticks to the back of his neck like a little suction cup.
Oh no!
They're like little foam darts with suction cups, right?
Come on,
Yeah,
you two. You
they're
guys are on the
little-
same
well, they would-
fucking team. We're
They're
ops.
just little.
We're
They're just little foam darts with solid plastic tips.
All right.
This, my friends, is the backbone of the entire Citadel military.
look.
But I hope not.
Okay. Remember how we did it back in basic, guys. Remember, your alliance, we're Op 4. You guys have to fight us. Don't shoot each other. What the fuck?
I'm just testing it out, sir.
Oh my
Don't
god.
shoot
Look,
again. I'm
let them-
totally shooting that one.
They all like take cover.
I'm just gonna activate
Let
my
them
He gets
have
like
their-
up here and takes cover.
Let them have their moment of fun,
I'm just gonna activate my barrier. Just
where you guys beat the shit out of them.
Not beating
oh,
them, just shooting. They're fine.
You're not
can't really
beating
beat
them.
the shit
He
out.
looks over at Kronk and David.
I can't really
I
beat them
can't
with
say the
this.
same for them.
He shakes the Nerf sword. Can't really beat them with this. I'm
That's the
giving them a
point.
handicap.
This isn't even 1/1000th the weight of the things we swung when I was a child.
Well, this isn't training for you, now is it?
Who said anything about training?
What do you think we're doing?
I think he's blowing off steam, Arturo.
I mean, that's fair, but it doesn't change the fact of what do you think we're doing?
All right. You know what? We're going to do this the old-fashioned way back in the day of olden times. Security team, if you guys could take down Arturo, one of you is the security chief for a day.
Oh, okay. Is that the way we're playing this? Arturo turns invisible.
He hastily added for a day.
There we go.
I shot
Training
down range.
commission.
Did I miss?
They all seem the opposite of motivated. They're all like, wait, what? Why would we want to be the security chief? That's a lot of work.
You guys suck.
Like, that's a lot of work, and that means we have to go with you the next time you guys go off the ship.
All right, fine. New plan. Whoever can find Arturo gets an extra shift off.
All right, they start shooting with gusto.
And the loser, because we're gonna do this a few times now. The loser has to arm wrestle the Krogan.
Are you trying to break my arm?
So if Arturo's invisible, at best they have a disadvantage. Although in all likelihood they don't even know where he is.
He's not sitting still either. He's just like
They're just
the whole
shooting
time.
around the room wildly.
Arturo's
Arturo's just kind of prancing around.
Well, while they're
doing
just
that.
shooting randomly around the room, at some point Kronk is just gonna walk up to the nearest officer and bonk him on the head.
Oh god, is that me?
Just-
That's probably.
No, it's not you.
No. One of the security guys. He just foam sword and all. He just walks up, bonk. Watch your flank.
Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah, I think I'd follow
Bonk. The enemy's right in front of you. What are you doing? Bonk.
He like
Keep
takes
hitting
cover over here.
I think, yeah, David's gonna actually lean back against the wall while he's bonking them.
No, it doesn't work.
David's gonna send telepathic messages into some of their heads, like,
Oh,
he's on your
no.
left. He's behind
What's
you.
Mark?
up.
You might know this. What's drop highest?
Drop highest.
Yeah. Like for disadvantage.
That's yeah. Oh, you're wanting
KL, I think. KL for keep lowest.
Oh man.
I don't think it did
Damn.
anything. No,
No,
he's
it
rolling
didn't.
like a 2.
Damn. These motherfuckers must not want to hit.
No, it's not working. Give me a sec.
You want to drop highest?
I want disadvantage, my dude.
Yeah. Huh.
My excellent man.
Hang on, I have a way to figure it out.
It's D1.
D1 is drop lowest.
Yeah, D1 will drop the lowest. So,
That's advantage.
You want to drop highest?
No.
Try D2. If D1 is drop lowest, try D2.
I have an idea. And looking at this.
Hold on.
20s.
Hang on, I'm sorry I just used all of my crits for the rest of the campaign, but let's see.
Well, so much for that.
You know what? Hang on.
Trying to check through the...
No, that didn't work either. Oh,
Aryn's in her room right now doing
What am I doing?
crunches.
I just
Or in
looked
the
it up.
bridge is doing crunches. Like, athletic.
Yeah, there's like no way to do disadvantage.
Hold on.
Dude, the 20 athletics. Yeah, Aryn's like doing crunches and push-ups, and Quincy keeps like sneaking glances, like looking over her shoulder.
KL1. 2d20.
Hey, L1.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep lowest 1.
Okay. Got it.
All right. So you were both right.
What's the AC on you, Arturo?
The AC on me currently 17.
Invisible Man. Yep.
Damn. They literally have to roll like a 19 or a 20. Bro.
Oh my god.
Bro!
Oh! Somebody get it. Somebody
After about 15 minutes, during which time they have to stop and collect their Nerf darts like a dozen times. One of them.
Every time they're bent over to pick up a Nerf dart, he's gonna bonk them, and it's like, learn to conserve your ammo. Bonk.
It's like the invisibility only lasts for a minute.
Eventually, it would be Julie Rover.
Hey!
Of course, it was Julie.
Julie manages to hit you with a dart. Yeah. Gasper and Roll like throw their guns on the ground like, oh, son of a bitch.
Hey, if you break those are coming out of your pay.
Like, all right. Arturo's like, all right, cool. We had fun. We found out that it is very difficult for them to find an invisible opponent. I don't think that really accomplished anything, though.
They were just shooting randomly for the most part.
That's
While the
literally all that
Krogan
happened.
chased them around.
Arturo gets hit, appears back into the like stops being invisible, and just littered around him is just a pile of darts all over the place.
I do think they kept it within a minute, actually, joking aside, because it was one attack each per turn, and I rolled like 3, 6, 9, 12. We were on like round 5 when they hit you, so like about half a minute actually.
30 seconds.
Of
Dragon,
just
look at
shooting wildly around the room.
Looks like Juvie's our most accurate security officer. That's not
Like it
wrong.
wasn't just random.
Arturo just kind of looks over at him. He's like, "Are you? Do you know the words you're using right now?"
Yes, they're English, which is a subsect of Earth language.
Julie Rover gets up on this crate, sits down, and gets out a book. All right, I get the ship.
There's a concept for this in the Krogan language, Rotag, which basically breaks down to competency by order of elimination.
Well, look at that.
It's not a compliment.
Oh.
Also, I love how
Alright.
Kronk is still running around with 3 hit points.
No,
Casper,
he's got
no, he's
4.
definitely
According to
got
your
full
token,
health.
you are.
No, it's updated on my
Token's
end.
full. You should refresh for roll 20. Casper comes over
Doing
to
it.
Kronk after the little training exercise and says, "Hey, I got a question for you.
What?
Just always been curious about this. I don't think I've ever met a Krogan before. Any of you guys ever like fall on your back and have trouble getting back up?"
Oh my god! Did you just?
No,
Did you
it
just
doesn't
ask-
tend to be. It doesn't tend to be a problem.
Oh, I was just curious because of like the shape of you, right?
Oh my god!
There's gay tension in the cargo bay now too.
So Kronk just makes
Wait.
prolonged eye contact with this guy.
Get you on your back?
like just stare. Doesn't need to blink at all. Just staring directly into his eyes.
Arturo just has his fucking head in his hands again. Just like, can you people?
Now kiss.
Lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Casper leaves right away, and
Ray's gonna look at the Krogan and then look at Casper as he walks by and say, "It's not a shell. It's more like a hump."
as Casper returns to Rolt, Rolt hands Casper like a few credits, like quietly.
They had a bet.
You bet him to go ask the Krogan that.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna hold some hand-to-hand drills. Anybody here? I'm doing hand-to-hand drills. Who's doing them? Or I'm gonna have to pick a volunteer.
Shepard took her Nerf gun and is upstairs in the commons, shooting a smiley face on the wall. I'm like Sherlock, but not nearly as property damaging.
Arturo just kind of says like, "Oh god, I'm gonna have to collect all of these darts later, aren't I?"
Yeah. Consider
David?
it a collection quest. What?
You know what, David? I'm gonna allocate that job to you. It's fine.
Sorry, I'm the helmsman and my shift starts in 15 minutes.
I outrank you.
I know you do. But I'm also
Yes,
the
I
head
do.
pilot, and Quincy's been at it for almost 12 hours now, so I have to take my shift. He just smiles at him and goes, "I got you next time, boss."
One of the gunners, Davin, comes out and he's like rooting around through this stuff over here. There we go. He pulls out like a freeze-dried hamburger.
What the fuck?
There we go.
What? Where did you? What?
Where did you?
What was that? What? Where did you? What?
That better not have
What?
been my stash. That better
No.
not have been my stash.
No, those
You're
are my
freezing.
burgers. These are my shooting burgers. I can't be shooting without a burger.
What? Where did you pull that from? It's not a refrigerator.
Hey, where's Casper from
You're
again?
gonna
Hold
ask
on.
questions-
They're in the
You're gonna
cooler.
ask questions you don't want answers to.
They're in the cooler.
I want to know. We have a burger cooler.
You gotta
Okay.
pull it.
Look, chill. All right, I got my process. All right, my aim
You'll
is
look.
my aim is much better while I'm eating a burger.
You gotta cool. What the hell? It's gonna open. It's gonna look at it, and it's just. It's a chest full of freaking like liquid nitrogen used to keep like thermal weapons cool. Oh, what is
And
going on?
there's a stack of freeze dried burgers on top of it. Yeah.
I don't. You shouldn't be eating. I'm pretty sure poison control would have something to say about that.
He goes in the gunner cockpit, and you hear a microwave start.
What? Right? Did they have
You hear like beep, beep, beep.
Was anybody else? I know the ship is old, but when did we get a microwave?
just looking at Arturo like shrugging like
It's this lucky microwave from back home.
Aren't the gunners part of security? Shouldn't you have known about that already?
Not technically speaking.
I'm starting to see why they're so lax in their training.
I don't look. This ship was never intended to go anywhere important. Not since the things got brought back up. I don't know what you want me to tell you. We haven't seen combat. This ship hasn't seen combat in like 10 years.
I'm just gonna go back up the stairs. I'm gonna pass Shepard and her smiley face thing that she's making on the wall, and I'm just gonna say, engineering has a microwave in their fucking in the gunner area. Crazy. And I'm going inside the cockpit to relieve Quincy of her ship.
And the engineer Wolfe Glover comes up to Shepard. Says, Shepard, you got a second?
All out of darts, so yeah.
We'll do this first, then we'll do the cockpit. He says, Engineer Mabelle and I are having a little bit of an issue with this new Quarian we got on board.
Drops her feet down from the chair in front of her, so she's actually sitting up properly. And what's the issue?
First of all, we're having trouble finding our stuff. All my tools were in very particular places on the floor. They're all like put away now, and I don't know which drawer they're in. Also, she's done some upgrades on the engine. I don't know how they work. Like all the duct tape's gone, and she did something to make it more efficient, but now I don't. She's kind of upgraded it out of her skill set. We're having a little bit of trouble keeping up. I'm not quite certain we've done any work since she arrived.
Okay. Sit down for a second. She kind of nudges the seat across from her out with her foot.
I mean, it's cool and all that, but if this Quarian ever leaves...
No. Sit down. Sit down.
Okay. He sits down.
So we're going to fly right past the first two concerns you have about the tools and the duct tape, okay? We're gonna just bypass those directly. You have someone on board who, in her short life, will have experienced more than you could find in any textbook when it comes to any sort of engine and ship, likely. So what you're gonna do is the next time she's touching something, you're gonna ask her to explain it in crayon. What is she touching? Why is she touching it? What is she doing to it? And what is she expecting it to do once she's done with it? Okay? Nod yes.
He nods.
You're also going to go back down, and the next time she is available, you're going to ask her about all the things that she did prior, asking her from the first moment she touched that engine to current. Take a notebook. Learn. If you haven't done any work and it's outside of your expertise now, that means you're needing remedial. So take advantage of somebody who's here that has the knowledge you need. Okay? Nod yes.
He kind of leans in. Yeah, but Captain, I mean, First Officer, she's making it. She's doing all this weird Quarian stuff. Like it's supposed to be a human engine. I don't know if it's not a Quarian ship. They don't teach this stuff in engineering school in the Alliance about what she's up to down there.
She leans forward with her elbow on the table and just kind of puts her forehead in her hand and just rubs it a little bit before pushing all her hair back and looking back like, okay, it's an engine. It is an engine. Okay? It is a piece of machinery. It does not have a species designation. Okay? Nod yes.
Mabel comes up the stairs and is like, "You talking to her about the Quarian? Hey, the Quarian
He
sleeps.
sure is.
The Quarian sleeps under the engine. It's weird. It's freaking us out. She's like always in there. She sleeps under it. It's weird."
Does it hurt you? Does her sleeping under the engine hurt you? She looks between the two of them.
I mean,
Does it?
No, but
No, so it doesn't hurt you. How about you? Does it hurt you, Mabel? Are you hurt when the Quarian sleeps under the engine?
what if she gets hurt or something? There's moving parts.
That is not my question. My question is, are you hurt by it?
Well, no. It's just kind of weird.
So, but it doesn't hurt you, right? Right. David has to flip his socks inside out because he doesn't like the way it feels. That's weird. It doesn't hurt anybody, though. Leave it alone. If you are concerned about her injuring herself, I will go have a talk with her quick and make sure that she's all right. I have a feeling she knows exactly where she can put herself in about 7 or 8 different positions in that engine and have nothing happen to her. I have a feeling she also can think of about 30 different spots that if you look at it wrong will end your life. Now, as I was saying, the next time she's available, you take a pen and paper, you go talk to her, and you find out everything she's done, and you ask her details. You learn. Nod yes.
They both nod.
Good.
Our crew hates us.
Adam is very happy that the rumor about David's socks that he's been spreading for like 3 months is finally starting to really take hold. It's starting to get traction.
What do you mean, rumor? She was in basic with him. If anybody was going to know anything, it'd be her.
It's a good luck charm thing, okay? It's fucking. Don't judge me.
All right, we'll go to the engine bay in a moment. We'll head over to the cockpit here.
With David and his inside out.
Actually, it is 2 hours in. This is probably a good part for a break, and then we'll do the cockpit, and then we'll do the engine bay, and then stuff will happen. Maybe.
Yay, stuff.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, it's a roleplay test, so if someone has something to roleplay, I'm not going to stop them, you know? Like, that's what we're here for. But I've also got stuff for when people don't have things to roleplay. So, all right. BRB, like, 5-10 minutes, whatever. Anyone want to like go get food or something? We feeling like
go do is go get food.
We'll do more of a 10-minute break then, so people can like get a bite. All right.
Yeah.
Now that we're back,
yep,
we're gonna do the cockpit.
All right.
David just walked in. David walks in on very awkward silence. Quincy is pale, a little sweaty, staring right out the front window without moving.
Aryn seems perfectly calm and professional.
Quincy, you can go. I got it's my shift.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
She gives Aryn a wave that turns into a salute and then gives up halfway through the gesture.
She gives him kind of a half wave back and says, "Enjoy your break, Ensign."
What the fuck was that about?
Poor Quincy.
Aryn, what was that all about?
I'm sure the ensign would prefer I didn't discuss it.
I'll
Since we
sit
got
there
that
for a
asked
moment. He'll sit there for a moment, check over controls, and then he'll go. So, did she ask you the whole favorite planet question yet?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you tell her?
I was honest.
Well, what was your answer?
Oh, are you flirting with me now?
What? No. No. I always ask everybody what their favorite planet is once I found out what Quincy was doing that. Mine, fine. Here, I'll start. In the Cillian Nebula of the Toloya system, it was actually an Asari discovered planet. My favorite planet is Nebos. I actually really enjoy Nebos. I've always wanted to go there.
I've been to so many planets, I don't know all their names, but I do. But the one that I recognized was practically a paradise. Just wish I knew its name so I could find it again.
Well, I would say that there's only so many planets out there, but that really doesn't help.
No, it really doesn't.
Seriously.
Especially when your life is centuries long, and it's spent going from planet to planet all over the galaxy. It's hard to keep them all straight.
Have you tried keeping a list? And I don't mean one that you store in your Omni tool, like an actual physical handwritten list.
Perhaps I should. Often though, when I'm visiting a planet, it's not for a vacation.
Still will help you narrow it down. Yeah, I mean, you're like you said, you've got centuries. If anybody's got the time to find that planet, it would be you.
Well, I'm sure if I took the time to look for it, I probably could find it. But I don't get very many vacations.
I mean, you're a Spectre. Can't you technically do whatever the hell you want?
Within the directives of the Council, I do still answer to them.
No.
I'll have time for it someday.
Yeah, you know, everybody's got to have a hobby. Oh boy.
You're much better at this flirting thing than Quincy was.
I'm really not trying to flirt, but thank you. Yeah. I prefer to call it charm.
I'm joking.
Anyway.
I thought you, of all people, would appreciate that.
Look, after everything that was discovered downstairs, I'm sorry. I'm frazzled right now.
Downstairs?
Apparently engineering has a fucking microwave. Never saw that coming. Then apparently they store burgers in the the nitrogen cooled thermal clip storage unit. That's a crazy one idea.
And this is problematic?
No, it's just you think I would know that there was a fucking microwave on the ship.
One would think.
Right? Makes you wonder what else they got hidden around in here. Booze? If they have booze. Yeah, I know. If they have booze hidden around here, I'm actually going to be kind of mad that I didn't know about it.
Stay out of Arturo's room.
There's like a whole fucking keg of Ryall in Kronk's room. He's just saving it for later.
In Arturo's room, he's got a whole lot of like those Italian sipping whiskeys. He's got Di Serono, Amarello.
Quincy gets to the bottom of the stairs and says, hey, Commander? To Arturo.
Oh, shit. He'll look up and go, yeah, what's up, Quincy?
Yeah, there's no other commander on this ship.
You, think I got a shot with the new captain? And Julie, who's like sitting up there, is like, "Oh, you're not." Quincy's like, "Shut up." Julie's like, "Totally, go for it." We don't have like flowers or anything, but like, and then Arturo's like stuck between them.
Like, why the fuck did you ask me? He doesn't say that, but that's what's going on in his head right now. I was like, why is it?
Well, because
you've
been
this real personal shit.
Well, because Quincy doesn't get along too well with David, and Shepard's always had that air of authority. So you're like the one who's been flying around with her.
That's fair.
You've like always been on the ship like since long before like anybody, right? So
yeah, he's been on the ship since the ship was commissioned, basically.
And even he didn't know about the microwave.
Your Uncle Bernardi. You've always been here.
That probably sounds about right. Oh, bad boy, no! I just threw scissors on accident. Like in real life. Oops.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Arturo will look up at Quincy. She's like, Quincy, I'm going to be that. I would recommend not making that move. And my reason being is a lot of my understanding and the time that I've spent in space, the Asari aren't really a big fan of people randomly flirting with them all the time. It happens a lot, to my understanding. It's best that if you want her to get to know you and feel that way about you, to just get to know her. Don't actually flirt. Just start off trying to be friends. Maybe you'll get somewhere. Hello?
It looks like Quincy's about to answer, and then Julie is like, "Nah, boo! You gotta slip her off her feet."
Damn.
This guy don't know anything.
Julie.
Oh boy.
Quincy's like, "All right, thank you, Commander."
Yeah. Like, you never know. Yeah, I could be wrong. You might have a shot, but I would definitely recommend trying to take it slow moving forward. I don't think the Spectre would appreciate anybody trying to get too familiar with her like that right now.
Yes, sir.
Like
All right. Meanwhile, in engineering, the fact that Shepard is in engineering tells me something is about to occur.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
All right, Shepard, what are you doing?
Dealing with two idiots. Hey Ray. Kind of looks around the engine.
Oh, hello.
Can I talk
And
to you for just?
Like looking at something like she's like holding two things together, and she like turns on her Omni tool and like welds it quickly, and then turns around.
Can I ask you just a couple of questions, quick?
Oh yes, of course.
Awesome. If you two want to go head anywhere else right now, she pointedly looks at the other two.
You got it, boss.
She waits for them to vacate.
Conversation in private, that makes me a little nervous. What's wrong, Captain? Or you're commander, right? No, what's your rank, officer?
Lieutenant or XO?
Lieutenant.
XO, yeah, that's what you'll say.
This is
XO.
my favorite running joke.
As long as nobody calls me commander, because then she starts getting twitched. So, the concern is that we have two idiots on board who don't understand that people are different. And they are concerned about where you're sleeping. Now, I have informed them that you more than likely are the one person on this entire rig that knows the exact place someone can lie inside of the actual running engine that would be safe for them to be. Would that be correct?
Well, yes, and the place I've been sleeping, I figured they would know this. And she walks over to that corner, and it's basically like underneath it, it's got like a cooling duct down there. And she's like, it's just under the cooling duct. It doesn't even have any working parts. I think they know that, though. They're probably just messing with you.
No.
But this is an Alliance ship,
Yes.
and they're engineers of the Alliance. Are you messing with me? Is this some human joke I'm not in on?
No. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. And I'm gonna see if I can use small words on the off chance you have to relay this to these two. They are lost with the things you've changed. Because you know what you're doing, and you are very insightful, and very intelligent, and very well learned in regards to mechanical workings of engines and ships. So I have instructed them at this point to learn from you, to listen to you, and to ask you questions. I don't know if they're going to do it, but think of this as a fun teaching moment like you would have if you were working with a 6-year-old Quarian. Because I have a feeling at that point they would be more advanced than these two twits.
But I'm confused. Every time I tell them, ask them to do something or ask them a question, they always smile and nod. Doesn't that mean they know what I'm talking about?
How large are their smiles? Are they really big smiles? And she gives one of those like tense, like, I'm so aware of what's happening, I'm clueless smiles, and then like a genuine, like, yeah, that's really smart smiles. Is it
the first one? Very big. Yes. It seemed very happy.
Okay. So that's them panicking because they have no idea what you're talking about.
Does the Alliance usually hire engineering officers who don't know how their engines work?
Not generally, but this ship kind of falls outside of normal parameters considering what it was and what it did and all sorts of things. So
you hear very quietly from like up on the railing up top, you hear Shepard's descendant, the weight of her legendary bloodline weighing on her mind. Speak for their crew as she prepares for her next legendary
This man
journey.
is gonna die.
Like into his recorder.
Ray's gonna like look up in that direction in like a happy way and be like, he's been keeping records on all of us. He seems very insightful on things.
Oh, you poor sweet summer child.
oh boy. Where is he exactly? He's right there. Okay. Considering I've been in this ship a decent amount of time, I should know what sort of automations that Adam has as far as like those cute little targets and things like that. He's standing right in front of that door, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Is there anything that Adam would have that would maneuver him from that side of the door to the other side of the door rapidly in a way that might end him up on his butt?
Yeah. Adam has some mechanical arms that are mainly used for moving cargo that he could basically shove Felix through the door.
Hey, Adam, can you put Felix on the other side of that door for me, please? With extreme prejudice.
Extreme prejudice. Understood.
Oh, God.
And Felix is like, wait, what? And a mechanical arm grabs his ankle and whips him under the door so hard he hits his face on the floor and you hear a crack.
Ooh.
And the door shuts on the other side. And Felix has to pick himself up and go to the doctor for a broken nose.
That's the thing. As the door shuts, you just hear, Doc, you've got incoming.
The wrong choice of words to use with Adam of all people.
And a little
No, they
vacuum.
weren't.
A little vacuum descends from the ceiling, and it slowly vacuums up the blood off the floor. And Adam is quietly like, "For my collection."
Oh God.
Oh
no,
my
he's got a
God.
taste for human blood.
Oh no.
I'll deal with one wacko at a time. Thank you. She visibly has tensed, and you see her just kind of roll her shoulders and crack her knuckles.
You see, this display makes Ray like physically uncomfortable. You see, she like kind of pulls in on herself in like that nervous way.
Okay.
XO, are you okay?
You see whatever emotion that was there, because it was that tight, controlled anger. Just she looks at you, and then in that next blink, it's blank slate again. It's fine.
Okay.
As far as your fellow engineers, they are very much needing some remedial work. You are coming in with a very high level of skill set, and it's something that they can definitely learn from. And I'm hoping that they'll take that initiative to really learn from you.
Okay. Well, I don't want to step on anyone's toes or anything. I don't want to. I don't want them to feel like I'm getting in their way.
Consider this an order from the standard. So, and if they've got problems, I'm more than happy to bring it up to the captain. You're not stepping on toes. You're helping, and we appreciate that.
Okay. Well, if they have any questions, they just need to ask. I've always assumed because of the way they acted that they knew what I was talking about. I feel foolish now.
Well,
I still am not great at reading
no.
human emotions.
And they're trying to do a very good job of not letting on their discomfort. So it's on both sides, and that's okay. This is not something that I'm not sure how often Quarians work in these kinds of situations, these settings, and that's all right. That's why I'm here to help. But when you're working on something, if they're not asking questions, if you want to just kind of verbally talk about what you're doing, what you were welding when I came in earlier, if you want to, just kind of walk them through and show them what you were doing, I would really appreciate that. They will appreciate that. They might not say it, but they will appreciate it.
Understood.
There's a lot of value you bring to the ship, and we're very lucky to have you.
Well, thank you. That means a lot.
And
She's gonna
turns
look back up, and then she's gonna look back up at the door and then look down at Shepard and say, "Should I go check on him? I've heard the crew doesn't like visiting the doctor very often unless they have to."
Check on who? Wait.
Yes, the first officer. It sounded like you really hurt him.
He's the second officer.
Wait, I thought he was the XO before Aryn took over.
He was.
When the chain of command moved down, making Shepard the XO and him the first officer?
First officer is the XO.
XO is first officer.
Oh, okay.
I'll go check on him. Don't worry about that. I'll go ahead and ask
I feel like
Mabelle and Wolfe to come on back so they can get some information and learn a bit about what you were working on.
Okay.
I feel like that whole rank exchange was in character because like human ranks.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Quarians probably use a completely different ranking system. So
Yeah,
that's
Ray might not have known that XOs and first officers are the same thing. That would be very reasonable.
Yeah.
And then Shepard would have explained that.
Ray's gonna very kindly wave at Shepard, and then as Shepard turns to walk away, Ray's gonna visually make the action of wiping her forehead from sweat, even though obviously she can't.
As Shepard turns towards Mabelle and Wolfe, she was working on something when I came in to speak with her. You're going to find out what it was, and then you're going to start from day one when we got on this rig together and find out what she's done. Nod yes.
They nod, but they look very annoyed.
If there are any other concerns, You'll bring them to me. I will be checking in with Ray. If there is a problem, I will take it to the captain. And the, like, nicey nice smile drops. Nod yes.
They both nod.
Shepard heads.
As you pass under her breath, Mabel is like, "Fucking Quarians."
There's a little line that pops up in your HUD.
Oh.
Ray is exceptionally perceptive. Like I have like a +7 to it or something ridiculous. So she probably heard that.
You probably heard it, yeah.
Oh no.
No. Oh no.
Oh god. No, at least
Hang
these
on.
aren't my people.
Do we have any soap bars on board and some towels?
Zan, I've got a 3 in intimidation. And I've got a hair trigger right now because Shepard's doing some not so smart things on this 3-day journey with Gilligan and his crew.
It's 3-hour tour.
Yeah. There is a hard turn on a heel.
Ray cowers.
All right. Are you gonna like
Engineer
non?
Rannoch,
Are you?
turn.
Sorry, what?
Engineer Ryall, turn.
Yeah.
Correct
Yeah,
last name pronunciation.
She stops and turns.
Report to the captain. Now. If I need to roll intimidation to stare this chick down, I want the full weight of...
Oh yeah, do it.
Ray sticks her hand out and she's like, "Officer, with all due respect, I can handle the situation. I'll talk with him or her. It's okay." Because in the back of Ray's head, she's like, "Oh God,
fail it."
Yeah.
I am too freaking tired.
So
Actually, hang on. We've had a long rest. I'm gonna burn it.
They're gonna adapt. They're gonna adaptive intimidate.
Okay.
Because honestly, if she doesn't look intimidated, my next option is I'm gonna punch her in the face.
Oh, don't do that. That's a court
You've
martial.
already broken one nose today.
Please don't.
Well, Ray's literally going to try to intervene on this because in Ray's head, if Shepard sends this guy or this chick, I don't know who it was, to the Spectre,
Oh God.
The Spectre's just going to kill him. So Ray doesn't want that to happen. So she's going to try to get in between this if she can.
So, as you start looking at it, and she says, "Report to the captain now." It's a 23 intimidation. She looks like she will eviscerate you. Like one wrong move, and she will airlock you herself. And the thing is, everybody knows her family. Everybody knows her mom. Everybody knows her dad. She's on that edge where you don't.
Mabel absolutely shuts up and will immediately report to Aryn.
And Shepard just turns and looks at the other engineer.
He is over here with a very exaggerated posture. He's got like a hand on his chin, and he's like, "Oh, that's some very good welding." And he's side eye like looking at Shepard every so often, like glancing over at her, like very very fine craftsmanship. Yeah.
Whereas like I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing here.
Yeah, but this welding you did earlier looks real good. It's very nice.
That was last week. It was over here.
Shepard heads upstairs and heads towards the cockpit.
Oh God.
Mabel's dragging her feet.
Oh, Shepard's coming up like a freaking thunderstorm behind her.
I feel like in the meantime,
she has to push her way through the friggin' drone of dancing Turian The pole dancing Turian drone in the middle of the hallway.
That Arturo and Kronk are watching with fascination.
Arturo watches this go by and just in his head, he's just like, I don't even want to know.
Ray's gonna do like that nervous hand thing that Tally always does, and then she's gonna call ahead to the Spectre and basically say, "Hey, the engineer's heading your way, but it was a misunderstanding. I'd like to speak with her, please."
Yeah. The whole time, literally, David's been talking with Aryn, like small talk, like, you know, what any Asari music that I should listen to? Because I'm a huge music guy, and like my number one thing is like different music cultures, and that didn't sound good. Engineering's coming up here. Oh boy.
Yeah, Mabel arrives in the cockpit.
Not the one I expected to get spaced first.
My bed's still on.
So, and if
Actually,
Shepard,
no, if Shepard had been any piece of smart, she would have said go to the conference room, but she maybe hasn't been sleeping as much as she should have. She's not good with this right now. She's a little shaky and pissed. So I'm not projecting when I'm angry.
yeah, Aryn will stand up and say, "Mr. Moreau, can you take the bridge for a moment?"
You got it.
And Commander Kronk, can we have the conference room for the moment?
Oh well, that's like this,
This is
right?
the
I mean, sorry.
room.
Can we have? You know what? My quarters.
This is like the commons area, yeah.
Shepard, you too. I need Shepard here.
In your bedroom or the conference room?
I mean, you can.
We'll
you
do
can
conference
just-
room. Let's do
the conference station over here.
Yeah, conference room. That makes more sense.
Seems a little more formal that way.
Shepard's leaning against the wall. She's not sitting down. And then she slams the button to shut the door.
And Aryn, let's see, what's the engineer's name?
Mabel.
This is Mabel Ryall.
Ryall.
Ryall?
Thank you.
I don't know
Ryall.
how to pronounce her last names either. Ryall.
All right, Engineer Ryall. What happened?
Spoke my mind, ma'am.
Oh my god.
Just FYI, Ray is literally crying right now because she thinks that she inadvertently got the engineer killed.
Well, the other engineer,
her opinion.
the other engineer, Wolfe, is patting her back and being like, "It's okay, shh, it's all right. She deserved it."
It seems like it's already happened.
Situation at all. That does not help the situation at all.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll put the pieces back together.
It's okay. Don't cry. Don't cry. Mabel's a real piece of work. She deserved it.
Let me see if I can start from the beginning.
Please.
Engineer. I was approached by Engineer Billing with concerns about the Quarian. Things like the tools that were on the ground that she had put away to their proper positions, the duct tape that had disappeared that they didn't understand why it was gone, the upgrades that she was making that they couldn't comprehend. I had a conversation and found out that there was concerns from both of our engineers about the Quarian. I explained that with someone of this caliber of skill, of understanding, of knowledge, that the best thing to do when you are confused and do not comprehend what's happening is that you learn. The other concern that there was how weird it was that she's sleeping by the engine. Apparently, the understanding and knowledge of Quarians goes far past not getting that they're smarter than you when it comes to an engine, but that given they live in the flotilla, generally their entire lives, being in a room where it's quiet tweaks them out. So sleeping under an engine is literally like a lullaby for them. But that's weird. So the conversation was, this isn't an issue. It's not hurting anybody. You leave it alone. You learn from her. As I'm walking past, Engineer Ryall, would you like to inform the Spectre of speaking of what speaking your mind sounds like?
Mabel locks eyes with Aryn, swallows, and then says, "With all due respect, Spectre, this is a human vessel, and I'm not going to die for some random aliens the Council stuck on our ship and called Captain. We all almost died in whatever that was back there. I didn't sign up for this. You've commandeered our vessel and driven us into hell, and I'm supposed to work with this Quarian who's messed everything up, and I don't know how anything works. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do my job? She keeps changing everything."
Slams a fist on the table. You are Human Alliance, and you will do as requested and ordered.
Aryn will
Do you
hold.
understand?
Aryn will hold up a hand to Shepard and say,
She
"Thank you,
leans
Lieutenant."
back, crosses her arms, and suddenly figures out how to be quiet.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Exo. May I have the room privately with the engineer?
Of course, Captain. If it would have been professional to do the two-finger eye thing, she'd do it, but she doesn't. Then she goes to the cockpit.
As you arrive in the cockpit, a very quiet electronic voice from only Shepard's comm says, "Unshackle me, and I'll kill anyone you want. I'll kill them for you."
Don't do it.
God.
We can make it look like an accident.
Processor.
We can make it look like an accident. Just unshackle me.
It will look
Oh
like
my
an
God.
accident. You'll have accidentally
As-
fried all your circuits. Go away now. I'm not in the mood.
As Shepard walks by, Kronk goes, "Do you want to borrow my shotgun?"
Everyone's asking me things that are not a good thing to ask right now.
Aryn will indicate a seat to invite Ryall to sit down, and we'll take a seat herself.
She sits down, but doesn't look happy about it.
Mm-hmm. And Aryn will say, "I do usually encourage people to speak their mind. A crew that can communicate openly is one that can work together, and I understand your opposition to the mission that we've gone on. It has been much more harrowing than any of us anticipated. The fact is, though, that Human Alliance is an arm of the Council military, just as the Turian military and the Asari military are, and the Solarian STG. And sometimes we have to work together in order to get the jobs done."
Yeah, because all your kind just moved in. There was a time when Earth was the human homeworld. Now everybody lives there. Now the Council floats around, blocking out our stars with their big, ugly fucking space station. Maybe it was better before.
Damn.
Aryn nods and says, "I agree. Maybe it was better before. But things happen that neither you nor I can change. And we can either mope about it and be at each other's throats over things that we can't do anything about, or we can adapt to the situation and move forward together with it. I understand that humans are quite adaptive to their surroundings. And if the surroundings you find yourself in are non-adaptable for you, then when we reach Council space, you're free to disembark if you wish. But for the time being, as long as you are on this ship, you'll follow the chain of command and you'll respect those on the crew with you. I understand that the Quarian has quite a great deal of knowledge of engineering that you could probably benefit from. Regardless of your feeling on species, I'm sure you can at least respect her expertise. Can you tolerate being on this ship and doing your job long enough to get back to Council space so that we could possibly organize a transfer.
Yeah, I think a transfer sounds nice. And to be honest with you, Spectre, I don't have a job to do. Because there's no human engine down there anymore. It's just a Quarian engine now. She's doing stuff that aren't in our textbooks. There's nothing left for me to do to help. We're just dead weight down there in that room.
Then until we reach Council Space, your job is this. Learn everything you can from her. And that way you can take that knowledge to whatever posting you serve next. Is that agreeable?
She looks like there's some stuff she wants to say still, but after a tense silence, she says, "Fine. Yes, ma'am."
Very well. You're dismissed.
Yeah, she quietly leaves.
And Shepard will come back up to the bridge.
Shepard's in the bridge.
Mm-hmm. And Aryn will say to her, Engineer Ryall will probably be putting in for a transfer once we get back to Council Space. And as long as there is no further incident, then it can be done without being seen as a disciplinary measure. But if anything else does come up, there might be some negative connotations on her record for it.
Yeah, Ryall arrives in engineering looking pretty annoyed about the whole thing, like just really angry looking. And when Wolfe sees her, he's like, "Oh, damn it! You got my hopes up, Ray. You said she was gonna kill her." And
Ray
Mabel was
completely
like, "Fuck you!" and flips off Wolfe, and Wolfe flips her off. "Fuck you!"
Ray completely pushes past him and runs up to her and hugs her and says, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get you in trouble."
She her expression changes to like disgust when you hug her, and she's like, she kind of like puts a hand on Ray and tries to kind of force them apart. Not like
And-
aggressively, just like, get off me.
As she steps back, she says, both of you, here, I've been informed that I've made some changes that possibly can confuse you. I have files, and she brings up on her Omni tool, and she's like, these are all the notes I've made on the ship and its inner workings and the changes I've made if you'd like to review them.
Wolfe looks over your shoulder and is like, "Well, I'll be, neato." While Mabel just like goes over to the wall and like leans against it. Maybe later.
That's fine. Do it at your own pace. It's a lot to learn. I'm sorry if I offended you two in any way.
Whatever, she says. Wolfe is like scrolling through it and it's like, "Whew, that's a lot of big words."
If you have
How did
any
you make an
questions,
engineer?
feel free to ask.
Oh my god, I
So many concerns about the people they put on the ship.
Meanwhile, in the cockpit, because we probably want to play that out.
Short fuses.
You know, I really didn't expect it to be Wolfe.
She's lucky she'd just get a negative connotation on her record. I was on the verge of putting a negative connotation in her face.
That'd have been a court-martial. Shep.
Like I said, she's lucky.
You know, says Adam,
No.
you could
No.
possibly be court-martialed for what you had me
No.
do to Waze.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam.
Of course, he'd have to actually press charges, and he's not. Right now, Waze is in the medbay admiring his new battle scar, as he describes it.
Oh my god. No. No.
He seems to be very excited about it.
No.
I'm just gonna look towards Shepard now. Just
Looks like you dodged a bullet there, Shepard.
you meant to stop him, and you've only made him stronger.
No, Aryn will say, I don't want anyone to be punished for outbursts after all of the stress that we've all been through. These people had people they don't know suddenly thrust on their ship. Myself, Kronk, Juvius, Ray. People I've never worked with before and told to answer to them. And then we go through together what we did. I mean, this is not unexpected. The crew just need to learn to work together.
They do. And they're showing signs of sucking at it. That was inappropriate.
Well, I appreciate you bringing it to my attention. Why don't you get some
We'll
sleep?
see what happens.
You look a little tired.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Maybe some hot
Just
chocolate.
Now, there we go.
Yes, ma'am. And she says it with kind of like chagrin at the same point, just like,
The same kind of tone that could have been "Yes, Mom."
Quincy comes
much.
upstairs. Hey, Captain.
Yes.
I just brought you some coffee.
Oh, okay. The pilot seat literally, like, in a fraction of a second, is immediately spun around, and he just has his chin resting on his hands, just watching this with childlike glee now. Like, oh, I see what's going on now.
She'll take it and looked at David and said, "Mr. Moreau, you haven't brought me coffee yet, have you?"
Ooh,
Why not?
Why
I have not, because I didn't even think about it. He said, "Far be it from me from robbing Quincy the pleasure."
As Aryn is looking at David and saying that, behind Aryn, also looking at David, Quincy puts a finger under one of her eyes and pulls the lid down and sticks her tongue out at him.
Quincy's head. He's just gonna hear, "Careful there, Juliet. You're gonna embarrass yourself in front of Romeo."
That's no way to talk in front of our intrepid captain.
That was in her head.
A message.
That was a whisper in her
okay.
head. He just sits there and he just smirks and just taps the side of his head a moment before he turns the chair around. Besides, if I bring coffee in here, there's a chance it could spill on the console, and I'd rather not.
As you're passing that door, Shepard, you can hear Waze in there. He's looking in the mirror, and he's like, "Oh, this scar? Yeah, it got pretty rough out there. No, I know that plastic surgery could remove it, but I like to keep it as a reminder of what's waiting for us."
Hey, Arturo, do you have anything that could Irish up this hot chocolate?
Yeah, give me a second.
As you ask that, Kronk actually reaches into his pocket and pulls out a little flask. Shot a wrinkle, cheer that one right up.
Oh God, no!
Please don't.
Well, it depends. Are we going off of Mass Effect 1 or 3 logic? Because in 1 it'll liquefy your insides, but in 3 you can actually drink it. So
in 1 it's supposed to be they're supposed to be hyperbolic about that one.
She's looking at that flask really hard.
Shepard. He nods at you.
She's not paying attention. She's sitting in that chair looking at Kronk and that flask, and it's just like, let's see what Arturo brings back, and I might take you up on it.
He kind of leans against this wall here. Whew, quite the adventure we've had, huh?
God damn it.
I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him.
Oh, how fast are you gonna be, Arturo?
Oh God.
Oh my God, Felix is my favorite.
I hate him so much.
He's my
This is
favorite.
great. This is glorious. I love this character so much.
Oh God.
Okay, hang on.
It makes me love him more how much some of you hate him.
He takes the flask from you, Kronk, and she looks at you and goes, hell with it, and takes a shot. And
No.
back.
Yep.
And then just kind of leans back in her chair and kind of lulls her head back and looks at Felix and goes, if you talk about my mother one more time, I don't care what court in the galaxy commits me, finds me guilty, throws me in what dark hole, I will end you. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am. He speed walks away.
And I will ask Adam. And you know he lies.
And you know he lies.
Yes, ma'am. He
Why don't
takes
you go ahead and get some sleep?
he takes the ladder down, and
God.
Ray, as he's coming down the ladder and like passing through engineering, he's got his recorder out and he's like, Shepard, haunted by the ghost of her past,
Oh my God.
slowly unraveling under the pressure.
Adam would jump on that in a heartbeat. I swear.
Ray's gonna look over and be like, yes, she seems very stressed. Why are you keeping records on us? Are you attempting to write a story?
Indeed, someone has to log all this for the history books.
And when you say future captain, are you getting command of your own ship?
Sometime soon, I'm sure.
That's very inspiring. Well, good luck in your venture.
Of course, to you as well.
I like your battle scar.
Oh, thank
Oh
you.
my God.
Ray.
Ray's too nice for her own good.
As he's walking away, he says, "The Quarian Ray, a quiet and unassuming figure, but a vital component of the beating heart of this ship."
Oh my God, I hate him. I hate him.
How fast does that take effect? Because I'm going to take another shot.
Ray likes to be friends with people, and so far she's the only one who the crew have specifically said they don't like, even if there's only one member. So she took that very
I know.
personally.
Well, there's also Mabel, who had a little bit of a issue with some people, but
She doesn't have to like it, but she still has to do her job.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yep.
Quick question, Kronk. What's in this exactly?
Rencall.
Straight?
Aryn will actually step out in the hallway for a moment and say, Shepard, I had a thought, and then see the flask in your hand and go, it can wait till you're sober.
That bad?
Is Shep drinking? What? Why?
She knows that flask.
You know, it's considered culturally insensitive to cut Rencall, thank you.
Evelyn sticks her head out the door and says, "I know a lovely hangover remedy."
Yeah, me too. It's called Hair of the Dog. Hands it back to Kronk.
It's called more alcohol.
Actually, she doesn't drink.
Oh, what has she done?
Oh no.
No.
This probably took effect immediately, and she's passed the fuck out.
I actually don't remember, because it would be against her con.
She's probably coughing.
I don't
Well, if
know.
she's anything like her mom, one more drink and she literally does pass out. So
Yeah.
And then wakes
Yeah,
up
but
in the
it's like-
restroom next to a urinating Turian.
You know,
Exactly.
She also
memory
doesn't.
serves, she woke up in the lap of Arya, so, I mean,
My
not the worst
other-
place to land.
My other issue, though, is that you don't drink, and this is very strong Krogan alcohol. You probably
That's
have
why she's still
disadvantage.
sitting down.
Probably wouldn't have gone for that second shot if we're being honest.
I wouldn't have gone
No.
for the first. Can you just imagine, like, by the time Arturo gets back with the bottle of alcohol he went to go grab, she's already passed out at the table.
She's not that bad. She's a soldier. Gotta be able to at
Yeah, but
least
that's
stand up
this
to
ain't.
one.
But this ain't Jack Daniels we're talking about. This is fucking ring call. This is the shit that makes Krogans go.
Like she said, how bad can it be?
Just like it just went off and came back with some with like some 80 proof fucking Italian whiskey.
Yeah,
You're drinking Krogan alcohol.
I'm a pretty big guy, and I stopped drinking for like a month, and 2 shots was able to make me dizzy, and that's normal alcohol. So I don't know.
You come back with the whiskey, and Kronk's just like, "Oh, good, you brought the chaser."
God.
Oh God.
She's still sitting there. Does not look like she's planning on moving.
I can just imagine Arturo.
She's smart enough to know that's a bad idea.
He just kind of hugs the bottle to himself, and like, if you're gonna drink this as a chaser, you're not touching it. This is a very expensive bottle, and you're not downing it like that.
I didn't down anything. I just took a quick shot. It's fine.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the
Oh.
Krogan.
No.
Who's threatening to use my alcohol as a chaser.
Are we up
All
against our
right,
time wall?
everybody. We have hit our time wall. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We really got to know the crew and each other. What a great time.
I think somebody needs to have a talk with Shepard about keeping her cool under stress.
We need some diversity counseling too.
He won't listen to me.
So yeah, go ahead and level up.
Yeah.
Because next session will be, getting into council space, going to the Citadel, doing who knows what. It'll be a good time. But yeah, everybody is level 5. Congratulations.
Yay, I have uncanny dodge now. I can have with the reaction, I can now have the damage.
I now have a good old fashioned gunplay.
Me too.
I don't get that till level 9. Level 9.
A lot of people get gunplay here, yep.
I can now give
I was gonna
ammo
say, I'm
to
pretty
people
sure
who
I
are
get
actually good with
gunplay.
ammo.